Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking how artificial intelligence hasn't just tweaked cybersecurity, it has completely turned its economics upside down. For decades, the absolute hardest part of defending our digital infrastructure was simply finding the flaws before the bad guys did. But as you're about to see, the true danger in the AI era is no longer about finding those vulnerabilities. It's about what happens when the machine finds them so fast we physically can't keep up.
All right, let's start with a rather shocking number. $50. I want you to hold that number in the back of your mind, because honestly, it represents an absolute earthquake in how we handle digital security and risk.
So, what did $50 buy? Well, that is literally all it took for Anthropic's AI to autonomously track down a critical vulnerability in OpenBSD. Now, this is an operating system absolutely famous for being virtually bulletproof. Human experts missed this exact bug for 27 years. Decades of intense manual audits, and a machine just scoops it up for the price of a decent takeout dinner. Wild, right?
Section AI enters cyber defense. To really grasp this shift, we first need to look at how this tech is actively changing the battlefield. Historically, tracking down 0 days, those hidden vulnerabilities that no one has reported and absolutely no one is patching, was the absolute hardest, most expensive part of keeping our networks safe. You're basically flying blind. Finding them used to require elite human researchers spending weeks or even months just staring at code.
But now, we've made a massive leap. We are officially moving away from these slow, reactive human audits and stepping into an era of proactive AI systems. Instead of waiting for a breach to reveal a flaw, we've got AI agents continuously hunting threats at a massive, machine-scale pace. We're talking about shrinking months of human labor down to just a few hours of cheap compute time.
And we're not just talking about lab experiments here. Take Google's Big Sleep, for example. It's not just finding bugs. It actually predicted and blocked a critical SQLite 0-day in the wild before any threat actors could pull the trigger. Then you have Google's TimeSketch using AI to drastically speed up forensic investigations, and their Facade system churning through billions of daily events to spot internal anomalies. The AI is literally doing the heavy lifting everywhere.
Now check out this capability jump. Finding a bug is one thing, right? But weaponizing it into a working exploit is a whole different ballgame. The older top-tier models like Opus 4.6 kind of hit a wall here, managing maybe 2 working exploits in testing. But Anthropic's Mythos preview, it generated 181 working exploits. It didn't just spot the flaws, it autonomously wrote the actual code to hijack the system, with 0 human help required.
Section, the price collapse. Because the real revolution here isn't just about what these AI models can do. It's about the sheer economics of it all.
Here is the kicker. Building a highly complex Linux kernel exploit chain used to take a top-tier human specialist weeks of intense work. Today, it costs under $1,000 and takes maybe half a day. Even if you spin up a massive 1,000-run server campaign to find that one golden vulnerability, you're maxing out at what, 20 grand? The financial barrier to entry has absolutely cratered.
Listen to what Anthropic's Frontier Red team said. They watched Mythos preview write exploits in mere hours that expert penetration testers swore would have taken them weeks to develop. That expert human time was the scarcity that quietly held the internet together. There are only so many people on Earth who can do this, but that natural speed limit is gone now. Anyone with a credit card can scale this capability.
Section, the unpatched bottleneck. And this brings us right to the massive, glaring complication this whole thing has created.
When Anthropic pointed their model at open source projects to, try and help out the defenders, they ended up creating this incredibly illuminating, if somewhat terrifying, vulnerability pipeline. The math here is staggering. Finding the bugs is cheap and easy now. We're talking over 23,000 findings entering the top of the funnel. But the catch? Fixing them still requires slow, human speed labor. Down at the very bottom of the funnel, after everything was verified and disclosed, only 75 were actually patched. That leaves thousands of confirmed critical threats just sitting wide open, waiting for a human to type out a fix.
And here is the sobering reality of this new world. Volunteer developers literally begged Anthropic to slow down the disclosures. The most advanced defensive system we've ever built was throwing life jackets so fast that it was burying the maintainers alive. They simply didn't have the capacity to design the patches.
Section, the open source divide. Now, this bottleneck isn't hitting everyone the same way, and it's actually ripping a huge fault line right through our digital ecosystem.
Trillion-dollar companies have the cash to absorb a massive flood of AI-generated bug reports. Mozilla, for instance, managed to fix 271 bugs in a single release because they have dedicated, paid engineering teams to handle the triage. But the vital open-source libraries that actually hold up the internet, they're run by unpaid volunteers. They have no paid triage teams, which is why they are completely overwhelmed, stuck with single-digit patch rates.
And remember, we are talking about the internet's foundational bedrock here. Pointing this AI engine at older code unearths some genuinely scary stuff. A 16-year-old bug in heavily tested video codecs, a 17-year-old flaw in FreeBSD, or how about a certificate flaw in Wolf SSL, which sits inside billions of embedded devices? That one could have let attackers perfectly fake major banking websites. Thankfully, that one got fixed, but thousands of others are still out there.
This divide makes it perfectly clear why big sectors like healthcare and finance are rushing to bring this AI shift in-house. It massively reduces their total cost of ownership by shifting everything to a preventative defense. If you own the code and you can pay the engineers, AI makes you incredibly secure. But if you're relying on unpaid open-source volunteers, AI just shines a huge spotlight on all the holes you can't afford to patch. Section: Redefining Digital Security. So, where does this leave us, and how do we actually survive this paradigm shift?
The nature of the danger has totally flipped. Our biggest threat isn't some rogue sci-fi AI trying to hack the planet. The real structural threat is that we've accidentally built the largest stockpile of known but unfixed vulnerabilities in history, all because the machines can find them vastly faster than we can physically patch them.
To get through this, organizations have to totally overhaul how they operate. Those leisurely quarterly patch cycles, yeah, those are dead. We have to automate updates wherever possible, treat dependency updates like the urgent emergencies they are, and critically, security teams need to start using these AI bug-finding tools right now, today, before the backlog swallows them whole.
I'll leave you with this one final thought. As AI successfully and super cheaply strips away all the darkness hiding our software flaws, is our digital infrastructure truly ready for the massive, human-sized repair bill? It's a tough question, but understanding the shift is the very first step. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay secure out there.